Welcome to the JD Remedy. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the JD Remedy. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. I have got a very important topic for you guys today. I have covered this topic before, but I feel like this is another version of the topic that I want to cover and definitely wanted to share with you guys. So before we get into it, I just need to say, if you guys listened to, was it either last week's episode or the weekend? Oh, fucking my brain. I need to stop having coffee before I film because my body and my brain don't match up. Like the energy that is in my body is not. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Okay, so the episode where I told you guys to go on a manhunt and find a way for me to watch The Girl in the Basement in Australia paid off. You guys came through. Alexandra in the community went out on a fucking hunt and she brought me good news. She changed my life. I think in particular her partner recommended it. Shout out to you, babe. I was so excited. I stopped everything I was doing and watched it. Now, the review. Like I said in that episode, I have seen the documentary many times. Like there's lots of different documentaries about it. So I was like heavily invested in the story. Now, I get the true story. Obviously, she was in the basement of this house for 24 years. So I understand, like, how do you fit that all into like a 2-hour movie, right? I was a little disappointed in the fact that it wasn't as intense or like graphic or full on like I wanted it to be. I don't think that's any reflection of the movie. Just my own expectation of what I was hoping to see didn't quite meet that standard. Like the story in itself is fucking appalling, and it gives you the kind of feeling of like when you're watching it. When I watched the movie, every time something happened, you kind of have this feeling of like disbelief. You're like, this can't be a true story because I can't imagine going through this. Like I can't imagine what she went through during all of this, like this whole 24 years. And if you know the story, obviously she gave birth to 7 of his children and it's her dad. I don't understand. And then it's really sad because the movie kind of like obviously speeds through the years and she keeps getting pregnant. So then it also reminds you that this continuously happened for 24 years. And like the other sickening part is obviously she gave birth, so there's kids in the basement with her. So it's like this continued to happen whilst there was kids in the basement. The fact that she had to have that conversation eventually about, you know, this isn't my husband, this is my dad. Like we have the same dad. Imagine having that conversation with your kids. And it's pretty upsetting on the movie to watch because the kids, I just put myself in their shoes and it's like, imagine trying to comprehend that. Like they've never seen the outside world. They watch their dad abuse their mom. Like he used to beat them in front of them. And like those poor kids, like if you watch the documentary, they show you photos of where she like quote unquote lived in the basement. And I think obviously for the movie it was very big, but I think where she actually was held was tiny. Like it was very small, very enclosed, very dark, damp, smelly. Look at the photos on the documentary and I'm like, how did she even survive? How did she survive 2 weeks in there? Like I just don't understand. And how did you raise like healthy children in that environment? Like oh my God. Like it was good to watch the movie because obviously it's a bit more of like a storytelling as compared to like a documentary. The documentary had like really gruesome facts that I liked. I don't like using that word for like true stories, but you know, thought was very informative. But yeah, the movie, yeah, it was hard to watch in terms of I can't believe this is a true story. And the fact that she was 18, like lived her full life up until 18. She had a boyfriend at the time, you know, and then to have it all taken away and your whole life literally change in a moment where you walk into a basement and never return is like, it's fucked. So I don't know if the ending of the movie is very accurate. I know that I was under the impression from what I had read that they went to a psych ward and stayed there for like many years, her and the children. In the movie, like they just stayed in the same home. Like I know it's a movie and they want like a happy ending, but apparently, yeah, by the end of the movie, she was just chilling on the porch at the same house with her mom and watching her kids play. So I think like for theatrical reasons, they did that in the movie and that's not what actually happened in real life. And she like rode off on a motorcycle into the sunset with her boyfriend from 24 years before, which I find hard to believe, but I don't think that's the case for what happened in real life. But, you know, it was a nice little ending for the movie for sure because it was so awful to watch. So, yeah, might watch it again. But yeah, definitely recommend it, especially if you've seen the documentary. It's a nice little wrap up to the story to get your head around how the fuck that could actually happen. So pretty fucking upsetting. Anyway, I feel like this episode might go for a little bit longer today. It is something I have been going through for about, how long's it been? Maybe like 5 weeks. That's crazy. 5 weeks now. I've actually been wanting to film this topic for the last 5 weeks, but I was like in a very dark place. I was very upset and I couldn't string a sentence together when I talked about it. I was just in a sobbing heap of a mess. And when I say a mess, you know, when you're talking to someone and they're emotional and they have that like sobbing, crying noise. We can't actually understand what they're saying, but you know they're upset, so you comfort them anyway. Like that. I could not even talk, like couldn't say this person's name, couldn't talk about what happened, like fucking wreck. And I hope I haven't like talked this subject up as if it's going to be like some horrific thing. I am now single. That's what's going on. We broke up, mutual breakup 5 weeks ago, and I've been to hell and back. Still there a little bit, like feel like my toes dangling down there, you know, my feet are still in there and it's dragging me down. When I say that it happened 5 weeks ago, and I'm not even saying this for like woe is me points, the last 2 days have been the first time that I haven't cried and I've felt okay. And I'm sure you can tell by my tone and my upbeatness, like, is that a word? Upbeat, how upbeat I am. Yeah, I'm getting there. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that I have cried every single day. And you know that kind of sadness where you feel sad in your whole being, like physically sad, where your shoulders are lumped over, you look at the ground, you physically have like a sad face, the sad face muscles pulled on your face, your eyes are swollen and red, your face is swollen from crying so much, like you literally give no fucks about anything. You lose interest in everything around you, your hobbies, your lifestyle, your workplace, your health. Like when I tell you I let myself go, I didn't wash my hair for like 2 weeks. I didn't shave anything. I was like, there's no point in living. Like I got to a very, very dark place. I'm going to do a separate episode on mental health because I feel like that has been a time and a half as well, guys. But let's focus on breakup. Now, I want to call this episode Breakup Bootcamp. Now, that term has obviously been used before, but I feel like breakups are a series of phases, right? We go through different stages of breakups. Now, I just want to normalize, I don't feel like there's any specific rule book or guidebook in how to get over a breakup. Everybody's experience is completely different. Everybody grieves differently. Everybody does things to deal with things differently. Now, I have always been open and honest and completely raw with you guys, and I will continue to be. So I'm going to tell you this in terms of what I've done, what stages I went through, what I'm currently still going through, in hopes that, hey, maybe you can relate to some of them. Maybe you have some advice for me, or, you know, maybe you just want to listen, a little bit of girl power, empowerment. We can prop each other up and Say, been there, done that, sister. See you on the other side. You know what I mean? Something I've also definitely taken away is what it means to be alone. I think there's a difference. No, all jokes aside, there's a difference between like having alone time and then like being on your own. And I used to say all the time, like, I love being by myself. I love being alone. I'm very happy being alone. And what I meant by that, which I now realize, is like I haven't ever actually been on my own. I've always been in relationships. I used to have an ex-partner he worked FIFO. For anyone that's not in Australia, that's like fly in, fly out. They like go work on the mines for a few weeks and then they come home for like a week and then they fly away again. So I had those periods at home where I was by myself and I was like, fuck, I love my own space. Like I don't have to share my bed with anyone. Like I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like I like being by myself. But now it's like you are alone. And when I say alone, obviously I've got support, but like you're alone. Like I don't have anyone to watch movies with at night with. I don't have fun things. Like you have activities that you do together that you no longer do together. You have to go to events by yourself, like weddings and family barbecues. And you come home and it's like that person's not sitting there to share your day with, like, you know, or like cuddle at night or sleep next to, or that good morning kiss, like good night kiss, good morning kiss, whatever it is. It's like that to me is like, fuck, I realized for the first time, getting emotional. That is being alone. And I have told myself like this breakup is going to teach me so much. And I think I need to be alone to understand what that means and grow through it and learn to be by myself, you know, financially, stand on my own 2 feet, enjoy my own company, do things for myself, and definitely be more independent. So if I can take anything away from this horrific breakup, it'd be like, what's in it for me? Do you know what I mean? So that leads me into my first phase, my first stage. And I'm going to call it the breakup aftermath. Boom, boom, boom. So you've just broken up, right? It's fucking fresh. It's fresh as a daisy. Like I said, in this phase, you will have to do everything for the first time by yourself. And what I mean by that is your routines that you did together, whether you went food shopping together, you went to the gym together, you went for walks on a Wednesday night together, Thursday night was date night, like whatever your weekly routine together was, you will now have to do alone, or realize that you no longer have them to continue that routine. When I tell you I'm so dramatic, when I did food shopping, I think we broke up. Did we break up on a Sunday? I think we broke up on a Sunday. Who knows? A Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, one of those. And I had to do food shopping because I had no food in my house. When I tell you that it was a Sunday. We broke up on a Sunday, like lunchtime, and I had to go to do my food shop by myself in the afternoon was one of the hardest things. And it's like for anyone that's been through a breakup and you've experienced this, you fucking know. You're like, yes, there's a difference between shopping by yourself and shopping with your partner. And it's just so sad. And why is it sad? I don't know. I think it's just the routine. It's different. It's obviously a trigger because you went to this fucking shop together. It's like getting the bags out of the car by myself, pushing the trolley by myself, driving by myself. I don't have anyone to talk to. Like, it's fucking sad. So in that phase, you will be doing things. So just prepare yourself. You will be doing things for the first time by yourself. It gets easier. Probably like the first 2 or 3 times I did it, I was like, this is shit. And now it's like, whatever, it's just food shopping, right? Not to say or take away from the fact that those things still don't remind me of that person, because they do, but just gets easier, you know, and eventually they won't even be in my head when I go fucking food shopping, picking for apples and picking up my kale, you know? I feel like in this phase, memories are the hardest thing. You replay conversations in your head and you replay memories in your head, especially fresh after a breakup. I think you replay the last couple of conversations you had together. You try and make sense of everything. Don't fucking bother. It is what it is, and it's happened, right? So trying to make sense of everything is such a like grueling process for your mindset, for your emotions. It's like, why put yourself through that? And I never ever want to take that away from everybody if that's part of your healing process. I think we're all human beings, and I think it's really hard to control our mind and our emotions when we're in this vulnerable state. So if that's where your mind goes and it's part of your process and your journey, then fucking do it. But I think that is one of the hardest parts about the breakup is memories. Like, especially if you had a good breakup and like you still loved each other and nothing happened, like no one cheated or anything like that. If it was like a mutual, this is just not the right time for us or whatever the fucking reason was, it's hard because you go to bed one day, you go to bed one night together, and then the following night they're not there ever again. Do you know what I mean? It's like, how do you put that together in your mind? And I'm taking some moments here because I'm getting emotional because I'm still going through it. Like, it happened 5 weeks ago, but it's fucking fresh. It's raw. I think what's really important in this phase, the aftermath phase, is removing all triggers. Don't make it harder for yourself than you need to. I went and bought new quilt covers. That's all I can afford, so that's all I did. If you can move house, best thing you could ever do. I cannot afford to do that right now. I need to stay where I am. So move fucking house if you can. Move house. If you can't, change your scenery. I took down all the photos that we had around the house, put them in a box nice and safely and respectfully, and put them in the shed. I changed my bed covers because I didn't want to go to bed with the same bed covers. It's a trigger, believe it or not. If you can, it depends how much of this you want to do. You know, shop at a different grocery store for a few weeks until you feel okay. Like, go to a different gym or stop going to the gym. You know, whatever works for you. But when I say like triggers, what is it? I couldn't listen to certain songs for a few weeks because whether they were happy or sad songs, I was like, this is fucked. I can't listen to this song. It reminds me of this person. Unfollow them on social media. Please, this is a big one. Unfollow them on Facebook. Unfollow them on Instagram. Like, wherever else anything can pop up for you, do it. Because there's a lot of fucking reasons for this. If you don't want to like unfollow them and cause a scene, Instagram, hack for you. Instagram has this new feature where you can still follow them, but you mute their story and posts. So you can't see them. You're not notified when they post, anything like that. So if you don't want like bad blood, like you don't want to make them feel bad or whatever the fuck it is, you don't want people asking questions, because we didn't advertise that we had broken up, because you shouldn't have to talk about it if you don't want to. So fuck everyone. Just mute them. And same with Facebook. You can remain friends, but you just unfollow them so they're not in your newsfeed. Lose contact. When I say that, just stop talking to them. And it doesn't have to be forever, but it's really important that you look after yourself in the aftermath phase, because it's probably one of two hardest phases. And having that constant contact, it doesn't allow you to, doesn't allow your brain to realize that you've gone through a breakup. And even if it does, it prolongs you getting better. It prolongs you feeling better and moving on, because you're still experiencing the benefits of being in a relationship with that person. You can call them, you can talk to them, you can hang out. Something I did wrong that I'm happy to share with you guys for learning. We hung out numerous times post breakup because we had a mutual breakup. We were still quote unquote in love. We just it just wasn't the right time for us for lots of reasons. We were like, well, why should we stop hanging out? Let's be friends. Let's support each other through this breakup. And while that's all well and good in the moment, and it did make me feel better knowing that we had each other's back during the breakup, it didn't feel like a breakup to me, because we were still spending time with each other. I was still able to talk to this person, and big no, we were still intimate. I don't even know if I have to explain why that's a bad idea. And I know it's fucking hard. And I think like 80% of us probably do this when we break up with our ex, is like, you still feel that connection. You still feel that sexual chemistry and energy. And why would you want to sleep with anybody else? You're still in love with this person, right? So it makes sense. But I promise you that anybody could tell that. Anyone would have said that to me and I would have been like, fuck you, don't judge my breakup process. Like, if I want to do this, I will. Nobody's going to tell me otherwise. And I feel like I have a good enough people around me where they know not to say that kind of stuff to me. They know not to judge me. Like, I'm a pretty smart girl. I'll figure it out on my own. But I will tell you a couple of phases from now, a couple of stages as to why this is very, very bad. Very, very bad. So if you have the strength, if you have unfollowed and stopped contact, you shouldn't be in the position where you find yourself being intimate with this person. So if you do the right thing, buy what you need in that moment and you cut yourself off completely, hopefully you're not ever in the position where you could possibly end up being intimate together. Just take it from me, please. I know probably like myself, you guys are like, well, not me. Like, we're able to be friends. We can do this with no feelings hurt. No, bitch, you too. Okay, it will happen to you too. I promise. Please don't do it. Also really important, quickly, when you remove triggers, when you unfollow them, unfollow their friends and family. I did this when we broke up. My ex, like when I was engaged, for a couple of reasons. I unfollowed their family because I, out of respect, didn't want their family seeing like when and if I had moved on. I didn't want them to have to see that. Also, in this recent breakup, unfollowed their friends and family because I didn't want to see if and when they moved on and they were at like family functions together or like out with the boys, clubbing or whatever it was. Even if they were at work, I didn't want to see their face having a good time without me because it's fucking hard. So unfollow, just do it. Think of like, if I could write this plan to go the best way possible for this breakup, what would it include and what would it not include? And it should not include ways to make this harder for myself. No, right? The opposite. How am I going to make this easy for myself? Cool. Eliminate all fucking triggers. Eliminate them. And again, that doesn't have to be forever. It's just in this moment, what do I need for the next few weeks, next few months, whatever it takes to feel okay and to feel not fucking depressed. Make a 3-month plan and just don't make it hard for yourself. Like, it's quite simple. I say that. I say it's quite simple, but I know it's not because I'm going through it and I fucked up. But I just want to share it with you guys. The next phase is called feeling better. So however long it takes you to get through that really hard first stage, the next stage comes with like a little bit of confidence. You start to come to terms with it a little bit. And to get to this feeling better stage, I say cry it out. Don't be scared to put judgment on yourself as to how you should feel during this breakup. If you want to ugly sob cry in a bathtub, watching Netflix with a glass of wine every single night, bawling your eyes out and going to work with like puffy red eyes, then fucking do it. I found out that you're not supposed to wipe your tears when you cry because apparently there's I want to say mineral, but I know that's not the right word. There's a something in your tears. I like to think I'm pretty smart, but I don't think I am. There's something in your tears that actually releases endorphins. So let it sink into your face. I didn't know that. I was crying at work and my boss like smacked me. She's like, stop wiping away your tears. I was like, why? Is it good for my skin? And she's like, no, it releases endorphins. There's stuff in your tears that like is supposed to make you happy. And I made a sarcastic joke, as I always do, and said, well, mine has a fucking delayed reaction, doesn't it? Because I don't feel no endorphins. Okay, so don't wipe away your tears. Cry as ugly crying much as you fucking possibly can, because to me, it makes me feel better. If you want to listen to sad music when you're in this second phase, then do it if it helps you cry. I feel like I said, everyone's breakup's going to be different, but to feel better, like if you enjoy being by yourself, then do it. If you feel like some days and nights you can't be alone, then go see friends and family or whatever you need to do to not feel lonely. Do shit that makes you happy. So this is about, I think we focus so much on what we've lost or what we don't have anymore or what makes us sad. Let's focus on ways that we can make ourselves feel better. Like, what music triggers you to feel happy? What movies trigger you to make you feel happy? Or what events or what activities? Like, for me, I went to the gym every single day until I couldn't go no more. And that's my third phase that I'll talk about in a second. But, eat really bad food. For me, I was at this emotional point where, when you're just so sad that you just want to sit there and eat ice cream or bad food, don't feel bad about it. I was talking to my psych about it, and I was getting anxious because I just haven't been going to the gym. I haven't been eating healthy at all. Like, I'm just really worried that I'm not looking after myself. And she's like, you've gone from being super healthy and training all the time. Give yourself a break. If for a couple of weeks you're in a really bad mental state, you're going through like your mourning and grieving, give yourself a fucking break. If you want to eat pizza every night of the week or some ice cream, like, if that makes you feel better in the moment, then fucking do it. Like, you shouldn't have to be trying to go above and beyond to make yourself this perfect person, because right now, like, you're not. And if eating a piece of pizza makes you feel happy even for a minute, then hold on to that happiness. Like, who fucking cares? You will get better. Stop putting judgment around yourself for what you should and shouldn't be doing. My biggest thing in this phase, like on the road to recovery, feeling better, is support is key. Now, what does that look like for you? And this is really important. And it's important that you communicate that to your support systems. I'm very, very grateful and lucky that I am in a position where I have a huge support network. Really good friends, really good family, really good workplace who are also my friends and family. But I feel like in every single area of my life, if you think about like the wheel of life that I always talk about and have done an episode on, like my career, friends, romance has fallen, it's dropped, it's gone. Every single other area of my life, in terms of support, I'm talking about in terms of support, I'm very grateful and lucky enough to have a lot of support. I know a lot of people don't in these circumstances, so I can't imagine like how hard it would be for you if that is your situation. But when I say what does support look like for you, I know there are some days where I just cannot be fucked having a conversation with anyone. I can't be bothered. I don't want to. And even if I do want to, what do you say? Like, what do you say? So to me, I was sending text messages to my really good friends and family and saying, I'm in a dark place, like I'm not okay. And even just getting a text message back saying everything's going to be okay. Like, we love you. We're here if you need you. Even just having that reassurance in the moment via a text message is super, super helpful. Knowing that there are people there if you need them, reassurance that it's going to be okay, reassurance that whatever you're doing in the moment is okay. Feel whatever you need to feel better. Do you need a distraction? Like, some days, I know, especially this week and last, I have actually needed to plan something every single night of the week because I couldn't be by myself at home. It just got too hard. So I had a different catch-up plan every single day so that I was distracted and okay. Even if you can't hold a conversation, say that to your friends. Say, like, I'm not in the mood to talk. Like, I'm so depressed. I just want to go to the beach, sit on the sand and watch the waves and the sunset. And I did that with one of my friends. Like, another day I felt okay for the first time, and I chatted for like 3 hours with my friend. We went and got grilled and got some drinks. So it's like I felt okay that day. So whatever you need, don't be scared to communicate that to your support system, your friends, your workplace, whatever it is. So do whatever you need to do to feel good. Okay. The next stage, and again, I don't know if everybody goes through this exact steps and phases, but I feel like it's pretty common. This has been the hardest stage for me. I called it the roadblock stage or roadblock phase. Jade, what's a roadblock phase in a breakup? Well, let me tell you, and again, this is my personal experience, but I feel like this obviously happens to everybody in some way, shape, or form. However you like to interpret it. Okay, so at some point during this breakup, someone out of the two of you, a couple of things are going to happen. Someone's not going to have feelings anymore. Someone's going to move on first, or someone's going to be okay first. I didn't think about that, nor did I prepare myself. Now, this, if there's anything you take away from this episode, this is the part you need to listen to. Do not assume that the two of you are grieving the same, are in the same emotional state as you, and are doing the same things as you. And what I mean by that is never assume that they are as upset as you. Never assume they have the same feelings still that you do. Never assume what they're ready for and when they're ready for it. Just never fucking assume anything. Don't. Biggest takeaway. Never assume what the other person is doing, thinking, or feeling. Don't do it. Because it may help you in the early stages of the breakup and find comfort in your mind where you tell yourself this story that they're just as upset as I am. I'm going to bed every night crying my eyes out. My chest physically hurts. I feel heartbroken. I'm sick. Sick throwing up. I'm crying so much. They're definitely going to bed and doing the same thing. I know they're thinking about me all the time. I know I could tell how upset they were when we broke up, that they're still hurting as much as I am. I think we'll be okay because I know we're both in this vulnerable state. I don't think any of us are going to be ready for dating anytime soon. Biggest, I don't want to say mistake, but that is probably one of the biggest lessons I've taken away from this breakup, that never assume anything because it causes a roadblock. It causes a bit of a speed bump in your progress to feeling okay and coming to terms with this breakup. Finding out that your ex no longer has romantic feelings for you and have progressed to dating already. Now, in saying that, there's obviously nothing wrong with that. You're single, you do you, boo. From my point of view, just that information alone, knowing that I'm so depressed every day and trying to come to terms with how the fuck we got here, is such a, I was feeling okay. I was sad, but I was coming to terms with this breakup, right? I had gone through stage 1 and stage 2, and it's I feel like I'm nearly at the next phase of being all good. And then the roadblocks happen. I feel like if you prepare yourself for it, but I was blindsided. I was did not think that would happen. Silly me. Very naive to think. And I feel like it was wrong of me to assume that someone else would be on the same path as me in terms of grieving and mourning this relationship. Worst thing you can do, if that's the biggest takeaway you take from this episode, please listen to that. I feel like during this roadblock phase as well, take a break off social media altogether. Even if you have unfollowed people, just take a break from seeing people's lives and just spend time with yourself and look after yourself. I think I just want to validate that it's very normal. We're human beings at the end of the day. It's very normal to have thoughts of, are they thinking of me? Are they upset the same as I am? What are they up to? Especially if you spent such a long time with someone, you obviously know their routine very well, what they do on a daily basis, where they drive, what they do at the gym, So of course it's natural to wonder what they're doing. The biggest advice is don't assume anything. You just do you. If you want to be fucking upset 5 weeks later and depressed and avoiding triggers, then you do that. Do not worry yourself and fill your mind with what are they doing? Are they hurting? It doesn't matter what they're doing, what they're thinking, and what they're feeling has no, or should have no impact in how you look after yourself and how you progress through this breakup and what you need to do for yourself. So, biggest takeaway, never assume. If you can find a little pick-me-up, think about an ex that you had a really long time ago. When you guys broke up, you were probably distraught, upset, the world is ending, blah, blah, blah. And when you think of him now, it's do you really give a fuck? No, you don't. Here's some banger golden nugget quotes that I want to give you guys. This too shall pass. What is happening right now? It's a life lesson. You may be married 10 years from now, or having children, or like running a successful business, or have a new boyfriend, or whatever the fuck it looks like for you. And you'll look back on this and be like, remember that one time I was sad about that dude? Like, it'll be okay. Like, yes, it fucking sucks right now, but it'll be okay. And it's huge for me to say that right now, because like 3 days ago, I was in a very dark place. So it's good that I'm in this place where I can still say like, yes, I'm hurting, but I want to give you guys this advice. And I know like when you're going through the breakup, so many people will say that to you. So many people will say, it's going to get better. Like, it'll all work out. And in your head, you're just like, I'm fucking, like, shut up. Like, I'm so depressed. This can't be happening right now. Like, the world is ending. So feel whatever you need to feel. Don't put judgment on what's going on in your head. Don't put judgment in how quickly you should feel better. Like, I know some people take months, years to get over breakups. I'm 5 weeks in, guys. And I will share something with you at the end of this podcast that gave me a little bit of confidence and perspective that I really, really want to share. So, coming soon. Another banger quote. What can I learn from this? So, like I think I've said previously, I'm a huge believer that each relationship teaches us something different about life, about relationships, about communication, and about yourself. So, as a way of trying to train your brain to be optimistic, what can I learn from this? What's it taught you about relationships? Did you learn something new? Do you have something to compare to like for previous relationships that you've experienced, or maybe future ones? What has it taught you about connection, how you like to feel loved, how you give love, how you receive love? What has it taught you about intimacy and about your sex life and sexual health, like about your body and your own needs and wants? You know, huge takeaways. So if you can be optimistic and like trying to prepare yourself to move on, think of the breakup as a learning piece. What am I going to learn? And my girl, Ariana Grande, said it beautifully. Thank you. Next. What lesson is coming at me next? I'm fucking ready. Also, another little banger for you is, you know, I just want to validate that doubt is normal. Maybe in this stage, maybe in the first stage, but, you know, have I made the right choice? Did we do the right thing? Should I get back together? Blah, blah, blah. I think like those kind of thought patterns are normal, and I just want to validate it. But when you have those thoughts, do something for me. Think back and just trust your fucking gut, because there's a reason you guys broke up in the first place. What doubtful thoughts did you have before the breakup? Are they still true? Probably. Just trust your gut. It took so much courage to make this decision, whether it wasn't made for you, you made it, or you made it together. It's happened. You guys are no longer together, right? If you are having these doubtful thoughts for a long time, I highly suggest do the first stage and eliminate everything completely. Unfollow, cut communication, support yourself. And give yourself a deadline. Like, are you still doubting yourself in your gut and you're still upset after you've completely eliminated them and stopped talking to them and stopped having sex? 3 months later, 6 months later, give yourself a deadline. If so, and you're both in that same stage and you reconnect, it's like, cool, have that conversation then. But give yourself the opportunity before you get back together to be alone, to understand what it's like to be without each other. If you're in a better place without each other, you made the right choice. If both of you are still fucked up like 3-6 months later, then have that conversation. Like, there's no judgment around how a breakup should go, but the most important thing is like, give yourself that thing. Give yourself the opportunity to have a breakup. A breakup is apart, not speaking, moving on with your lives. A breakup is not dibbling and dabbling in each other's lives and experiences and like connection, right? Shit. Jade, take your own fucking advice. Okay, my next stage is, I feel like I'm slowly entering this phase right now. It's called pick yourself back up phase. Boof. Here comes the women empowerment, right? Stop being sad. I've gone like judgment free, supporting you, holding your hand. Now it's like, cut the bullshit, bitch. We're in this fucking empowerment stage, right? Pick yourself up. You're a damn queen. Straighten that crown. Let's get it. It gets easier, guys. It gets easier. Replace those sad triggers and those hard triggers with happy emotional ones, right? Get up on your own 2 fucking feet. Go to the fucking gym. Feel like a badass. Do whatever you need to do to feel fucking good. But We need to remove those shit triggers. Stop thinking about what you've lost. Stop thinking about what you no longer have. Start thinking about what is different. What do you now have, or what do you now gain from being single or by yourself? What do you get to experience? What can you do that's new for yourself? Were there some things that you couldn't do while you were with this person? For me, and I don't know why, but I realized this week, I can't listen to a lot of music at the moment, or podcasts for that matter. Of actually, you know, when you're so sad, you just sit in silence in your car. It's been those kind of weeks for me. But I have found a very specific type of genre of music makes me feel a lot better. Black female artists, or black female rappers in particular. That fucking hard, like fuck yeah, bad bitch energy kind of music gets me going right now. Like even my favorite songs, like pop songs, even Ariana Grande, she's my favorite artist. I can't listen to her right now. It just makes me depressed. But you put on some like Cardi B, Doja Cat, if that's her name, Doja Cat, whatever her fucking name is, like Megan Thee Stallion. Put that shit on, especially in the gym. I'm like, get a girl, 3 times shine. Whatever works for you. Put on some fucking heavy metal if that's normally not your vibe. Put it on and see if it changes your state. I promise you it will. Keep busy. Probably a huge thing, like I said, that I've been doing in this stage is just keep busy. If it's too hard for you to be by yourself, just keep fucking busy. Do something. Obviously, a really good time right now. Perth has just gone into a lockdown. Had all these plans to just live my best life this weekend. And no, it's like, no, be home by yourself and be sad. But that's cool. You know what I did instead? I did my own fucking photo shoot. Took photos of myself in my house. Got all dolled up and was like, shit, I look good. Right? Be your own fucking, like, hype bitch. Because you don't need no man. Take your time up, you know? Read a book. Immerse yourself in learnings. I just bought a new course because I was like, fuck, what else am I going to do with my time? Be sad? Don't think so. The most important thing is just do whatever the fuck feels right for you in the moment with no judgment. Take it day by day. Fuck, take it hour by hour. I was taking it hour by hour. There should be no judgment if one day you are a crippling, depressed mess on the floor and the next day you feel like an empowered fucking queen that's like, yes, take life by the balls and just run with it, right? No judgment. Okay, I'm going to finish this episode by talking about an article that was sent to me, and I feel like it really changed my mindset and made me feel a little bit better. Now, this obviously has been backed up by scientific research, but it's pretty much about like breakup styles between men and females, because obviously I just couldn't comprehend. That was the biggest thing in the roadblock phase, was trying to come to terms with how other people are ready for different things at different times. And this article really helped me get through the roadblock phase. So if you have any tools in your belt for the roadblock phase, anything that puts a spanner in the works for you, then this is going to help you. I will leave a link to this article in the description. Do I need to say who wrote it? Apparently Rajit Singh wrote it, and it's on medium.com, I think. Fuck knows. So pretty much they say that girls feel breakups the hardest. They are hit heavily with emotion. They feel everything they need to feel. They have so many people around them. They feel it very intensely. I want to find the wording they used because it was very, very good. Obviously, it has a lot to do with like the studies around our brain chemistry and how they're also different, like the female brain versus the male brain. Very interesting read, but we've already been going for such a long time. I want you guys to read it yourself and hopefully it helps you. Studies found that women experience more pain than men do in the immediate aftermath of a breakup, both emotionally and physically. Interesting. I like this. Ready? Women feel the pain after a breakup sharply and overwhelmingly. However, it's short. Many women seem to do in this situation is the cut and move on approach. They completely cut off contact with their former partners and they do the best to never look back. I like it. What really stood out to me was like we feel it sharply and overwhelmingly, but it's short. As soon as I heard short, I was like, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And then I read about boys. They may still be in pain, but obviously not as intensely. But what they tend to do, and again, this isn't a generalized like stereotype, but it made me feel better. boys don't want to feel the pain. They don't want to sit in that uncomfortableness. So what they do to get over a breakup is they distract themselves very quickly with whatever they can, whether that's doing a lot of hobbies, going out all the time, catching up with the boys, and dating or being intimate with new females very quickly. And I think that was a reflection of, it's not you, it's not anything you've done, it's not that they're over you, it's just they just like to distract themselves and move on as quickly as possible. And I found solace in this, that it was like, okay, that's obviously what's happened. And I did see that pattern in a lot of my other breakups. My brother actually tried to tell me about it, but I wasn't in the right headspace to listen. He was like, it's just a boy thing. Don't take it personally. We deal with emotions very differently. And it wasn't until I read this article that I was like, shit, it's scientifically proven. It must be right. So this is about the boy part. In the immediate aftermath of a breakup, many men feel free, quote unquote. They can do what they want again, go to places, and are free to play the field once more. The same study showed when men break up, in the immediate aftermath, they feel the pain of the loss less intensely than women do. But ultimately, it took them far longer to get over their past relationships. So they still feel pain, but they hurt for a lot longer. Obviously not as intensely as we do, but theirs is like a prolonged kind of pain, just simmering away under the surface while they're trying to fucking cover it up with all of this ridiculous shit that they're doing to like occupy themselves and distract themselves, right? Whereas we just immerse ourselves in that pain and we're like, fuck, this is like killing me. But because we let it all out, we feel everything we need to feel and we're supported, we get over it because it's like, I'm over it, and we move on and we're fine. And I was also reading in the article, like, it's very common for boys down the track, whether it's like 6 months in or a year later or whatever, they'll message you. How are you going? Are you up? What are you doing? And by that stage, we're like, well, been and gone, mate. Like, don't need you. Now, that is obviously not true for every person, but reading the article gave me a little bit of context and did make me feel better. And whether it's true or not, I took on that meaning to help me get through the breakup. And honestly, it wasn't until I read that I felt a little bit more empowered to not judge myself, feel as much as I need to, and then get on my way to feeling better. It also took the pain away from the roadblock phase and what that meant was happening and what it meant to me. So yeah. I might wrap it up. It's been a very long episode, but an important one. I don't know if I should put this in 2 parts. I probably won't because it's very important. But I just want to say, I promise you, I'm not being cliche, but everything will be okay. The most important thing is just don't bother yourself with what the other person is doing and just do you. Just focus on yourself. Have a really good support system. Feel whatever you need to feel with no judgment. There's a lot of girl communities or friends. Do whatever you need to do to try and understand your emotions, try and understand your feelings, and just make sure you've got the right people supporting you, okay? And do yourself a favor, please, even if you're feeling vulnerable. I will say this, I forgot to say, I fucked up. When you delete photos and videos off of your phone, the breakup aftermath phase, when you delete triggers, so you delete photos and videos off your phone, delete them off your phone out of the recently deleted folder. I'm telling you this because I fucked up the other day and I was in a vulnerable state and I was like, fuck, I missed them. I want to look at some videos because I did that when we were together. It's like a happy anchor for me. I just like watching happiness on my phone. I video all the time. And I was like, oh no, I've deleted all my videos. And then I was like, wait a minute. They're in my recently deleted. And then I watched them all again. This is last week, like 4 weeks later. And I went right back to feeling sad again. Why did I do that? I don't have time to explain why the fuck I did that. So going back to the first phase, please delete them out of your recently deleted. You're welcome. I will leave you with that beautiful golden nugget. But sending you so much love, no matter what phase you're in, where you're at in the stage of your breakup. It's a fucking journey. Do whatever you need to do. Everyone's experience is different, but sending you so much love. If you want some support or some love, you can come find me on my social media platforms under Jade Delpup, JAYDEDELPUP on YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram. You will also see in my linked tree on my Instagram a Facebook group for this podcast specifically. I post the episodes in there all the time. So if you want to reach out, connect, show some love, please comment if you're going through a hard time or if you just want to lift other girls up or whatever your circumstances are. Just know that I'm sending you so much love and I support you. Let me know what you think about this week's episode and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!